Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Okay, so totally was like in the middle of recording and then it got cut off. But we're just gonna jump into the energy, and as we dive into this, there are some things I wanted to talk about, but I might just save it for my Instagram. So we are going to use Edgar because Edgar has been staring at me when I have him in my car. I'm about to get out. He's just on the floor looking at me. Oh, we have the star. A wish is being granted. It's also a card of healing and hope as well. So someone here could be, in their healing phase. I feel like it's a divine feminine right here. And then you have the Ace of Cups, which it also represents, self-love, right? And we have the full moon. I'm out of the loop on when the full moon is. I believe we just had the new moon, but don't quote me on that. But with these two cards, I feel like this feminine here has been wishing for love to come in. She has been taking the time to pour into her cup, loving herself. And the star is ruled by Aquarius. So, Aquarius they're the water bearers. They can either feel their emotions or they can put their emotions to the side. So this is someone here, specifically a divine feminine energy, but energy is genderless. She has been wishing for new love to come in. Now, this could be someone who's been putting themselves out there and just continuing to focus on themselves and love themselves, and you're becoming a magnet for this Ace of Cups to come in. Now, the Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail of Cups, the Holy Grail of love, but it's also because it also represents loving yourself and filling up your cup, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And the message before that was trying to come out was a couple of people that I've been talking to, specifically one of them, I feel like a lot of masculines who are working on becoming the divine masculine, their main test is to allow love to come in. That is the final test to see if they're gonna let love in, or are they gonna get scared and run away and sink into the old patterns that they've been trying to heal from. And a lot of masculines don't understand that they have to pour from their cup, and that in order to fill your cup up, you have to walk away from any situation, any relationship that does not pour into your cup or help you pour into your cup. And also some people-pleasing tendencies are coming up. Let's say I have a friend who wants more time off of work, but there's someone who feels like there's this responsibility and this weight on their shoulders that they have to show up, and that they feel like they can't say no. And saying no should be everyone's boundary, and you should not have to explain. You should just be able to just say no without any explanation, because the ego tends to over-explain. But they don't know how to say no, and that falls into people-pleasing tendencies, because you're trying to please the other person. You're trying to please their needs and not your own. And a lot of masculines don't understand this, and it's easy for the feminines to understand this, because this is the test, one of the tests that we have to go through in order to evolve and love ourselves. And by loving yourself, you're able to put your foot down and protect your peace, and say no when you need to say no, and not feel guilty for saying no. That is one of the things that I've had to learn on this journey, and it's not easy, but it helps a lot. Then you have the Strength card. Okay, this feminine has been through a lot. You have been through a lot, but you've overcome it. The universe has showed you that you always get through it. It's always darkest before the dawn. The sun is coming up again. after it has been setting. But strength, like, that's ruled by Leo. That's Leo energy. But you have the strength to overcome any obstacle that you face in your life. And look, we have no masculine in this card. This is all the divine feminine here in these cards. Like, the power lies within you, okay? You have the power to overcome this, to overcome anything the universe throws in your path. You overcame all of the losses due to love, being constantly heartbroken. Like, you overcame it. You came out through the other side of it, right? Then we have the Five of Swords. Like, this masculine's all discombobulated because you left him in the trenches. Oh my god, and the Emperor's on the bottom of the deck. Someone here is getting ready to write something. Now, there could be a message coming in. This message is not gonna, this tarot reading is not gonna resonate with everyone. But this is for anyone who has been kind of ignoring someone, or you have someone on your mind that you're waiting for, like, communication, or maybe you just kind of just forgot about communication coming in. Jesus Christ. But there's a masculine here that's all discombobulated, and the Five of Swords is a card of feeling defeated, right? Like, going through all these battles, trying to fight, and then eventually just giving up because, like, there's no point, right? And now this masculine here feels like he's in different pieces because he feels like he lost you. Four of Cups and the Lovers. Now, the Four of Cups, you can see in this card that this masculine is in therapy. And since I'm studying psychology, this type of therapy is called psychoanalysis, where you sit on the couch and you basically, you know, tell the therapist all your problems, and they cycle and out. They cycle and out, and they can't talk. Fucking Mercury in retrograde. They psychoanalyze you. But this type of therapy is supposed to help you become your better self by understanding, like, your problems and how to overcome those problems. So right now, this feminine is focusing on herself, loving herself, focusing on your healing journey, you know, focusing on, you know, on all those, on your own inner strength, your own inner power, overcoming these obstacles. I cannot fucking talk. Someone here cannot talk. But you have this masculine here, probably having some emotions, because Cups represents your emotions, right? There's some emotions that are weighing heavily on his mind and on his heart. And you can see all these other cups are behind him, and he's just focusing on one thing, okay? So there could be a masculine here that could be, you know, relying on a friend or a family member, or they're actually going to therapy and talking about it. And then you have the Lovers, which is a reunion of two souls coming back together. And you can see how they're about to hold hands, but they're not quite yet holding hands. And yet again, we have another full moon in this card. So something that's going to happen possibly with this new moon. And I feel like this cycle began with the last full moon that we have. And I can't look it up right now because I'm using my phone. But you can see how this feminine here is just standing right there. She's on her side. She's not approaching him and coming over and, like, trying to force him and trying to grab his hand, right? She is standing there waiting patiently for him to come. And then you have the Crow, which the crows represents messengers, right? But then you can see this masculine here. He's, like, kind of afraid, but he wants to so badly to reach out to this feminine, but there's still a little bit of fear that's kind of holding him back a little bit. But he has to process this feeling of feeling discombobulated, like all over the place, like slowly breaking down. Like, I feel like his life is like, it's slowly falling apart is what I feel like. but only because he needs to go through this transformation and he needs to overcome this. But I feel like this masculine relies heavily on this feminine because he admires her strength, and he admires like how strong she is and how powerful she is, and he sees her as this like this guiding light. Okay, he relies heavily on her and her energy. And then you have justice, which is getting what you deserve. It's also the final decision. So someone here needs to make a final decision. There could be some sort of documents that maybe you need to sign, like legal documents someone here has to sign. But this, whatever this final decision here is, it's going to balance the scales out. And then you have the devil, which is obsession. But it's almost like someone here can't break free from what they have hidden so well. You can see that this skeleton of this feminine was buried behind the wall, and now she's like slowly being revealed, but she's like dead, right? It's like ghost of someone's past. And no matter what this person does, like no matter what they do, they cannot seem to get away from the thought of whoever this feminine is. Now, someone here with the Justice card, I don't know how this is relevant. Let me pull on this. Making the final decision. She seems worried in this card. She doesn't know what choice to make. King of Cups. Yes, a masculine here is going to reveal some sort of feelings. The King of Cups is someone who has control over his emotions. He doesn't let his emotions rock him or rock his foundation. He's able to communicate these feelings in a very calm manner, in a very understanding way, in a very loving way. And it almost seems like with this Justice card, there's going to be a choice between, you're going to have to make a decision between two different choices. And that's why she seems worried, because she doesn't know what decision to make. She's afraid, this person, whoever this is, they're afraid they're going to make the wrong decision. Oh my gosh, I'm just freaking taking it. The Emperor. Look how he's getting ready to write something. And when I was trying to speak earlier, I was like all discombobulated, trying to say what I was wanting to say. And maybe this masculine is a little bit nervous, but the Emperor, he goes after what he wants, right? He stands his ground. He does not stand in fear, but the Emperor had, in order to become the Emperor, he had to break his heart open. He had to open his heart. You know, he undergoes this like heart chakra transformation, because previously, before he became the Emperor, he wasn't able to express his feelings, right? I feel like there's something that he wants to get off his chest, but he wasn't able to communicate this because his heart wasn't open. He couldn't articulate what his feelings were, you know. But now someone here is the King of Cups. Now they're able to articulate their emotions. They're able to express their emotions. What does this Emperor want to say? Temperance. Temperance is a card of balance. It's a card of peace. It's also a card of divine timing and alchemy. But it's almost like this masculine like wants to say how much peace that you brought into his life, and without you it's absolute chaos. Like he feels like this, the Five of Swords, all discombobulated and falling apart, and like you can see in this Four of Cups, like his eyes are wide, because I feel like he has like a sudden realization of like what he's been resisting, like whatever he's been suffocating and bearing like deep down. Like it's almost like he has this like sudden realization, like, oh, okay, now I see it. Now I know what I've been feeling. And what is it? love. You had the Ace of Cups earlier. Okay, I'm gonna pull this oracle card for you. You have the Starborn and the Desert. One of the Frank Ocean songs is playing. I can't think of the song. What is it called? God, why am I having a hard time remembering what this song is called? I love Frank Ocean. But I feel like it's relevant to this message because it's playing in the background. I can't think about it. I can't. It's that one song where he's like, a tornado flew around my room, excuse a mess I made. That song, whatever it's called. I love Frank Ocean though. I'm getting distracted. Someone here is distracted. The Starborn. Where the heck is this? Sorry, all the noises. Okay, the Starborn, 110. Okay, an elusive yet radiant aspect of the self, the Starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world, a birth chart. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the Starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself towards a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than a series of logistics. And then we have the desert. So someone here is kind of lost right now. They're kind of figuring out where the heck they want to go, what they want to do, like trying to figure out what life means. And then you have the desert, which the desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with the lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright, and its dark, terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes' calls to surround you. So that's what I was saying. Like earlier, it's always darkest before dawn. And the universe puts us in uncomfortable situations so that we can learn to be comfortable in them. So like I said, this reading's not going to resonate with everyone. You can either book online, which I would love to do online readings, or come in person at Go Ask Alice if you live locally or if you're just visiting. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.